Today let us see how to record a test with IDE and how to convert the code into RC and run it in Selenium RC. Okay, so we'll record it in IDE, we'll convert it into code, Java, Selenium RC and JUnit code. Don't worry about code, we'll learn how to write that code bit later, but we'll quickly see how can we do that stuff. Okay, so you know the first part, recording a test. Let us record something, or let us open something which is already recorded. So Selenium IDE, I think we have already recorded stuff, so I'll just open I'll open the BBC test, or I'll open the Gumtree test. Okay, so it's entering the username and password and clicking the submit button. So let us run this test over here and verify whether it's working properly or not. Okay, it opened Gumtree and it entered username, password, it clicked, everything worked fine. Okay, and we logged out as well. Okay, so now I'll go back to my Selenium IDE and I will go to options. I'll again, did I click record? Yeah, I'll again go to options. In options, there's a feature called as enable experimental features. Okay, you need to tick that. I'll show you. If you don't tick that, when you go to options format, you won't find any formats over here. Okay, but when you go to options enable experimental features and say okay, when you go to option format, you'll see all these languages over here: Ruby, Python, Java, C#, and their combinations with other things like test frameworks like JUnit, TestNG, RSpec, NUnit and all. So what we'll choose is, for time being, we'll choose, as we are trying to learn Selenium RC, we'll choose Java, JUnit 4 and Selenium RC. Java, JUnit 4, remote control. RC is remote control. Okay, we learned Java, so we'll use it with Java. Okay, select that, and magic, everything changes into Selenium code automatically. That's the feature of this IDE, but this we will only use while learning RC. Later you will never use this way, you will write your own code. Okay, so how to use this in RC? Create a new Java class. You know how to create a new Java class, isn't it? So let's go to Eclipse. Oh, yeah. Okay, let us create a new project and we'll call it as Selenium RC or something. Okay, under it I'll create a new package called as RC. Under it I'll create a new class called as, what test are we writing? Gumtree test. So Gumtree test. Okay, and I'll say finish, and what I will do now is I'll just copy the code from the Eclipse. I'll copy this code, Control A, copy, entirely it copies the whole thing, and paste it over here. If we recall our initial class, we see lot of errors over here. But don't bother, we'll solve one by one. Okay, so why do we see all these errors? Because we are missing the libraries. We did not copy or install or do anything with Selenium, so it doesn't understand what Selenium is, so it's showing these red lines, and it doesn't understand what JUnit is, so it's showing these red lines. But there are two errors which we can solve at this stage. The first one is package name. So while we started learning Java, what we learned is the package name inside and outside it should be same, this one and this one, but it is different here. The class name inside and outside should be same, but it is different over here. So we can fix it. Click this balloon and select change package declaration to RC. So we solved one error less. In the same way, we can change the class name as well. Rename type to Gumtree test. So it will bring the same name inside, and we solved one more error. So while we are copying this from IDE, what did we select? We selected Java, JUnit 4 and remote control. So Java we already have in our system. We need JUnit 4 and remote control now. Selenium RC. Okay, remote control is nothing but Selenium RC. So first let us go and bring JUnit 4. JUnit 4 is by default installed in Eclipse. What we need to do is we need to attach it to this project. That's all. How do we do that? Right click on your project, go to properties, go to Java build path, go to add library, go to JUnit, say next, select JUnit 4 and say finish and say OK. You see half of the errors disappeared now. We only have half. What did we do? We went to properties of the project and we went to Java build path and we selected libraries. In that we added a library called JUnit 4. Okay, and it automatically removed half of the errors. What is this import statement over here? So as we attach the library of JUnit to this project, we are importing some of the statements or some of the things which we want to use in this program. Okay, what are those later? We'll see later. Okay, so we see error with some other thing, like we see error with this Selenium kind of stuff, but we need Selenium. Selenium is not by default attached to Eclipse, so we need to get Selenium from somewhere. I already downloaded it. I'll show you how to download, or I'll send you those files. How to attach these files I'll show you. Right click it, go to properties, go to Java build path, go to libraries. Until here it is the same process, but here instead of clicking on add library, we'll click on add external jars and we'll select the Selenium RC jars. Selenium RC, we have client drivers and a server and client drivers. We have few jar files. What are these jar files? Jar files are Java library files. What are these library files? So when you make some classes and when you want to reuse them or distribute them, you package them into something called as jar, like this. Okay, they wrote Selenium in Java and they packaged in form of these jars. They packaged in form of these jars and they sent it to us. Give me a second. Let me select these jars now and say open. So it attached all these jars over here. I'll say OK now. Now you can see most of the now I'll see most of the did I select WebDriver over here? Why did it say send the keys? One second. Okay, I think the old Selenium is getting deprecated now. What if I say JUnit 3? It's still saying send keys. Okay, as I'm using the old library, the send keys thing doesn't work, but rest everything works. Instead of send keys, let us say selenium.type over here. That ID is pretty new, so it doesn't know the command. Okay, everything else is same. It's selenium.type instead of send keys. Okay, so our program is ready now. We can run it. How to run it? Right click, run as JUnit test. But it doesn't run because for RC you need to start the RC server first. How to start the RC server? Go to command, okay, forget all these things. You just go to the place where you installed the RC, where you downloaded the RC, and just double click on Selenium server standalone thing. That's it. There is a tedious process of starting the server in command prompt and all. So for now we'll ignore that. If you double click this, that's enough. Now right click, run as JUnit test. Is something happening? Yeah, the test failed, saying that Selenium users for error details from log window. It gave me some weird message. The reason is this actual Selenium thing, RC thing is deprecated. That means they are no longer using this. The support is less. So when we downloaded the newer files, it's not working with it. But we'll see at 22. What is at 22? Command right click, run as administrator. Srikanth, what is the command to initialize Selenium server? Start the Selenium server, RC server.
Java.jar.
Java
Java.jar.
.jar. Java minus jar. Selenium server dot. Hit tab until you get Selenium server .jar. You don't need to type entire thing. Just write SCL and keep hitting tab until you find Selenium server .jar and click enter. It starts the Selenium, but now it says okay, because we double clicked it, it's unable to start it. In that case, we need to restart the system. You will sometimes have such kind of environmental problems. So hold on for a second, I'll just connect you back. Let me cancel it. Let me see whether I can find the process and kill it, or else Okay, let me disconnect for a second and restart the system and come back. Maybe the Selenium server which we are using is outdated, so let us go and grab the latest Selenium server quickly. I'll show you how to do that. The home website of Selenium is seleniumhq.org.
Shall we do it simultaneously with you or?
Let me finish,
Okay.
then you can do it. Okay, so click on download Selenium here, or even you can click this download link and it will show Selenium server, formerly Selenium RC server. Now the version is 2.35, but we were using different version. So let us start our Eclipse parallelly and let us download this 2.3.5, sorry, 2.35 server. Sorry for that. Sorry for the disturbance. Give me 1 second. Are you hearing some voices, some disturbance from behind?
You mean someone talking or?
Yeah, someone talking.
That's fine. It's okay.
Now, is it loud or is it okay?
No, that's fine.
Okay, fine. Right. Okay. Right. So we just downloaded it. So we'll copy and paste it in same folder where we are having that. So where did we download? Okay, let me quickly grab it from.
I think when I started the system, I got a Java update. Maybe that might be.
No,
That's different, isn't
that's
it?
different. Okay, let us go and paste it in the place where we had. I stored my Selenium files in C:\Selenium. So the version we were using is 2.3.1. Now we have 2.3.5. So what I will do is I'll just delete the older version of the server. Okay, and let us go back to our project. And what do we need to do? We need to go to properties and we need to go to Java build path, and it will show red over here because we deleted that jar file. So let us remove this and let us add the latest file. Okay, right. So the next step, we need to start the Selenium server. Now I'll show you, instead of double clicking it like previously, I'll show you how to start it manually. Click on start, type CMD, right click on it, go to run as administrator. Why do you need to run as administrator? Because it tries to open Firefox and all, so it needs administrative privileges. And you will open a window like this. This is called as DOS prompt, command prompt, sorry. So you should navigate to the folder where you stored your Selenium files. How to navigate to the folder? Right click, cd/take you to root directory, and from there, root directory means C drive. So this is your C drive. In your C drive, I kept it in Selenium folder. So I'll change the directory to Selenium. The command is cd Selenium. Okay, once you are in Selenium folder, you should use the command java space -jar space the Selenium server .jar. Okay, and it starts the server. It is still not starting the server. Maybe something else is blocking it. What is blocking it? In my system, maybe some other service may be using the port 4444 and says Selenium is already running. Did I double click it again? I just restarted it, isn't it? Okay, let us run the program then. Right click, run as JUnit test. It should pop up a Firefox window now. So it started a Firefox window and it is running the test. It went into login. It entered the username password. That's it. Finished. When we see green, it is finished. If you see red, the test is broken. The test is failed. Okay. Maybe accidentally I double clicked it. That's why it happened. Now you can try by yourself. I'll send you the client files and client jars and Selenium server jar. Quickly try this, then we'll start writing code by ourselves. Okay.